1 year ago, I made a huge mistake that a lot of lifters make at least once in their lifetime. I got obsessed with hitting a 315 bench press and went on a tremendous dreamer bulk that resulted in a ton of unnecessary fat gain. And although I almost hit the 315 bench, ended up hitting 275 for a few reps, which was a lifetime PR. It wasn't worth it. It came at a huge cost, and I felt like garbage as well. Funny enough, that year was actually the leanest I ever got in my entire life. And part of the reason why I gained so much weight was because I pushed my cut way too long. I was addicted to the feeling of going viral super easily by just flexing my physique on social media, going on TikTok and Instagram and doing nothing but showing my physique and getting millions of views. But it wasn't worth it because my hunger levels were out of control. I could just eat endlessly. No matter what I ate or how much I ate, I was always hungry, and my testosterone levels were non-existent pretty much. I pretty much felt like a zombie, even though I looked great. Fast forward to this year. I just finished my cut 4 weeks ago, and this is how my physique looks now after increasing my calories and commencing my lean bulk. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing exactly what my lean bulking protocol is, how I'm going to make my lean bulk successful this year. I'll talk about my exact programming philosophy as well as how I'm approaching my diet, and I'll share all those tips with you in this video today so you can have a successful lean bulk and avoid making the same mistakes. So first things first, I want to define what a lean bulk is. A lean bulk is simply going on a caloric surplus, but eating a very specific surplus that is customized to the individual. The main distinction between a lean bulk and a regular bulk is simply the rate of weight gain. A regular bulk is where you just gain weights, eat in a 500 to 1,000 calorie surplus, and you don't really pay attention to the rate of weight gain. A lean bulk is controlled, it's intentional. You're only gaining a certain amount of weight depending on your experience level as a lifter. So for me personally, if I eat 100 to 300 calories over my maintenance and aim for a targeted 1 pound per 2 to 3 weeks of weight gain, a large percentage of that weight gain will be muscle. But for someone who's undertrained or someone who's new to the gym or someone who's maybe an intermediate level lifter, you can actually get away with a much bigger surplus. So anywhere from 5 to even up to 1,000 calories per day, depending on your stage of training, how much muscle you have or lack of muscle that you have. A larger percentage of the weight gain can be muscle because of the law of diminishing returns. Unless I take tren, I'm not going to gain that much muscle anymore. In a single year, I can only gain maybe 2 to 3 pounds of muscle. So it doesn't make sense for me to eat in a huge surplus. So the rate of weight gain depends on the individual. And for most people, 500 calories is the number to go with. But depending on what your physique is like, it could be anywhere from 8 to even up to 1,000 calories per day of extra calories for you to make the most of your lean bulk. Now, in terms of training, you might be wondering, what am I doing differently to take advantage of the lean bulk and to gain as much muscle as possible? And I want you to keep in mind, first of all, that my approach is highly customized to me as an individual. I've been training for 11 years, so I actually have glaring weaknesses, things that I want to work on that are specific to my physique. If you're a beginner or intermediate level lifter, then chances are you just have to focus on doing as many compound movements as possible and getting as strong as humanly possible at those compound movements. Some benchmarks for that are at least a 225 bench press, at least a 2 to 3 plate dip in terms of pushing, at least a 1 to 2 plate pull up for reps, at least a 1 to 2 plate barbell row, at least 3 to 4 plates on the hack squat or barbell squats or any leg pressing variation, and so on. So those are good benchmarks to aim for in terms of long-term progression. All right, so if you can hit those numbers eventually, you will have a pretty decent physique, and from there you can customize your training on each iteration of the whole lean bulking and cutting cycles that you do to make sure that you don't have lagging muscle groups. So for a lot of people, that is usually arms, it's usually rear delts, it's usually legs or your glizzy. And so you just have to make sure that your program covers all of those things and gets you stronger over time. Now, the final thing that you might be wondering and thinking about is, how long should I lean bulk and when should I start my cuts? And the answer to that is highly dependent on you as an individual yet again. All right, if you're comfortable with lean bulking for as long as possible, you should absolutely do that. If you like what you see in the mirror and you're not too fluffy and you feel good and your performance in the gym is going up and you're consistently getting stronger over time, there's no reason for you to go on a cut. But I will say that in terms of body composition, the further you stray from 15% body fat, as in the higher you go, the less muscle you will gain. So if you can stay within the 10 to 15% body fat range, you actually utilize the calories a lot better. Your recovery will be a lot better and your hormones will be a lot better. So if you stay in that 10 to 15% body fat range, it is optimal for gaining muscle. Your you're more insulin sensitive, you utilize the nutrition a lot better. But theoretically, right, if you stay in a surplus for like 20 years and you're perfectly fine with that and you don't gain too much fat, then absolutely do that. The longer you can do that, the more muscle you'll gain. It just depends on your genetics as well. Some people gain weight and they never get fat. They just stay lean and they continue gaining weight more and more and more. And if you're one of those people, take advantage of that. Lean bulk for as long as you possibly can and you'll be absolutely huge. That will make you significantly bigger than someone who had to cut because they gained a ton of fat. The longer you can stay in a surplus while staying lean, the more strength you'll be able to gain and the bigger you'll get. Simple as that. So time frame is highly dependent on how you feel about yourself and what's optimal. It's balancing those two things. That's it for today's video. I hope this helps you plan your lean bulk out a little bit better than I did last year and helps you with executing your lean bulk as well. I hope you enjoy the winter time. I'm gonna be vlogging the entire process, showing how my body changes, showing how I eat, days of eating, days of training. I'm gonna show all of that to you guys. So look forward to that, stay tuned, and I appreciate every one of you that watches my videos and supports me with the Young LA code. Drop a like, drop a comment, tell me what you wanna see next, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.
We're going to Jimmy's progress.